same time, the feeling of being alone kind of satisfied. My theory was if I sat in my room alone, staring at my wall, then I could forget. Forget about how I felt, forget about all my problems, and forget about the world and what was out there. For about a year, no one knew what I was going through. My parents thought it was A-phase. She's just stressed out about school. She's tired. She's okay, they would say. Mom, Dad, I was not okay. My body was being taken over by a monster, taken over by an incurable disease. For a while, it made me believe that I couldn't be confident in myself, that I couldn't love or be loved, that I simply just could not be happy. Living became a constant nightmare. So I learned to hide. Slowly but carefully, I put up a wall. I put it up so high so no one would ever be able to see my pain. So I learned to hide. Slowly but carefully, I put a smile on my face and built a character. She was the one I would show the world. So I learned to hide, slowly but carefully, because I was afraid of society judging me for who I was or how I felt. It's not that I want to be happy all the time, it's that despite how hard I try, I just can't bring myself to be happy. It's like there's a cloud of emotions following me around and I can't make it disappear. It's like I'm a host of a party. My mom and dad would look at me and ask me to make them understand what was wrong. They would ask, aren't parties supposed to be fun? But Mom, Dad, can't you see? I don't understand what's wrong. Mom, Dad, can't you see? It's not that much fun to have fun at a party you don't want to be at. Mom, Dad, this is not a phase. I wake up every morning thinking, hey, this could be a good day. But that monster I told you about puts a filter in my life with gray, black, and white shades. My mom and dad would tell me, you're so good at making something out of nothing. But Mom, Dad, can't you see? I am living with depression. Mom, Dad, I don't know how to explain what depression feels like because it's like a shapeshifter. At one point in the day, it's a tiny star in an entire galaxy. And the other, it is the entire galaxy. I have begged it to go away, but you don't understand. It just won't leave. Mom, Dad, hold me and tell me everything will be okay. Tell me I am worthy to love and be loved. Tell me I am worthy just to simply be happy.
An ode to America, where fame and fortune are more important than homeless veterans and starving teens. But the biggest issue in the media is whether or not Kylie Jenner had lip surgery. Where Calvin Klein's first ever plus-size model looks fairly satisfied, and body positivity has turned into women having teeny-tiny waists and huge badonk asses. Where abortion is murder, adoption is abandonment, but birth control creates wars, and single mothers and fathers struggle for help that never comes. Where school is just one big sport event, popularity contest, survival of the richest. Where kids can be cruel as an excuse for bullying, where she was asking for a sex rapist free. Or a man who wants to cut funding for the Department of Education, who wants to implement Muslim databases, who has been endorsed by KKK, and who has openly said that he would have sex with his own daughter if she weren't biologically related to him, is in the running to be the 45th president of our United States. He says, let's make America great again. Well, if this is what people see as great, or that is what people will see as great, I want no part of it. This country is in a downward spiral, and if we keep things the way they are, it won't change, and it won't get better. But what if? What if the biggest issue in the media was sex trafficking of young boys and girls? What if plus-size models were normal? What if they weren't a big deal? What if they weren't a surprise? What if women were free to make their own choices without worrying about getting judged or threatened? What if schools tried harder to ensure the safety and happiness of all of their students? What if we elected a president who embraced diversity, who respected both men and women of all races, not someone who is racist and sexist and discriminated against anyone who wasn't a white male? I have faith. I have faith that if we address these problems, if we actually do something instead of just filming them on our smartphones and uploading to news websites, if we stop typing in your tweets and stop complaining on Facebook about how America sucks and actually do something, then we can make this country great again. And that is my ode to America.
Today, I reached my fingertips upon glistening rays of sun and danced with the lone wolf, whose only thoughts of beauty are broken into shards that slice those who extend an arm to lean on, only to find themselves bleeding in the shadow of the lone wolf, never to reach out again. You see, we cannot be fixed, but only mended by our own soul and desire to thrust ourselves into a field of flowers, while our heart beats to the trickle of rain upon our chins, and the laughter we endure fills us with hope. We realize it's not wrong to take the path less traveled, but healthy for our souls as we grasp the cold dirt beneath our toes, and suddenly it feels so right. I sprinkle sugar upon those bitter and sing out their name, while they rain hatred upon me and those nearby, because their soul speaks the truth and the fire inside burns those who touch their lives. Stop shedding tears, for voice will never again form out their tongue to speak your name, and the ones who never bothered to learn it. Stop crying for those past, and those who took what didn't belong to them, but cry out to the mountains, to the tree, to the sky. Cry out to the world who's yours for the taking, whose paths you have not crossed, whose skies you have not traveled, and whose waters you have not swam. Cry out to those who have done you wrong and to those who have yet to do so. Scream to the world, I've survived, I'm alive, and throw your hands in the air and fingertips to the sky. You see, if you are not here, the sun will still set, the world will continue to spin, and the stars will glisten on a clear summer's night. But in your absence, the ones who whisper your name when the lights go out, and the ones you have yet to meet, will no longer get to witness the beauty that is you. The beauty that no one else can replace. A one-of-a-kind, a beautifully broken, beautifully created human that is you. I know what you think when you are alone at 3 a.m. and the monsters hidden inside of your head whispering why you aren't good enough. But the pills won't mend you back together, and it won't change the terror that haunts you in your dreams. Numbness doesn't last forever. Realize it's okay to feel things. I'm like you, you are like me, two true souls together in diversity. But you see now, though I've yet to fill the holes in my heart, though my soul has not mended, and though pieces of me were taken by those who do not deserve to touch my life. And though my body still aches in the absence of those I love, I am now at rest, as I continue to bask through fields of dandelions, bathing in sunshine and loving with open arms. As I love those who do not love themselves, and give a shoulder to rely on though I am on crutches. I am at rest because too many nights have been lost with rivers of the past, and too many days have been hidden away from the sun, as I struggle to get out of bed and hold myself on my own 2 feet. Because though the puzzle is not complete, what is still together is something beautiful. Something of radiant light and gentle laughter, something of empowerment and strength, to be the crutch for those who cannot hold themselves up on their own 2 legs. So as I lay in wide open fields, filled with sparkling souls in eternal blackness, I am reminded of those I love, and though my heart is still beating, together our souls are finally at rest.
Making magic. To perform on the street, making your mistakes seem sarcastic, sending every card from the deck to the hand to change faces like you think no one ever can to understand. Take a bill. Turn 1 into 20, 20 into 10, nothing into something, and then to vanish. Turn words into thought, memory forgotten, to between your eyes and tip of your tongue to grasp a memory. And I don't even need to know what they're telling me to see what they see. In the eyes of so many they perform to resurrect the lie and make fly the impossible troubles that trip them like rocks, levitate and float away, but still ever there, and ever a mystery. For we are all magicians. The child hiding from a home broken, the teenager crying out for understanding and the misunderstanding that haunts them. The father sitting head in hands wondering to God what a life only 6 years long would prove, and what meaning it would serve to play on its nerves with disease like a puppet. Then leaving. Put on a mask and smile at a task that burns them inside all day. To go home practicing their disappearance in the place where they fear it the most. The greats I see hiding from their family or running from their history, making the opportunities they fear disappear into a puppet with an unseen hole in the bottom, creating flame from your tongue in a crowd of people to cause misdirection, for the strengths you've been brought up to believe are false. Magicians with the power to puncture the impossible without breaking the surface. To walk on water, but rather than walk upon that paper-thin bridge, they rather sink into the water to hide their image. So no one will know the hand they were dealt, and no one will know the pain they felt, as the queen was cut in half and the jacks lay crying while the king jumps into the glass. All they can pray for is the ace, but to them it's already in someone else's hands, so they put up a face and lie. They lie so the less others will see, past the pearly white kind, but fake teeth. Ever a mystery. Vexation in a dictational world, feeling that people are shooting looks, 2 guns unfurled, catching bullets in your teeth, and if you sway but a little, it's over. Begging coins, trying to alter the impossible on an altar where you feel most stoppable, just trying to make a coin before you become vulnerable, without shattering the mirror between fiction and reality. Magicians throwing cards through windows but closing curtains on their own, putting up an impenetrable wall like a glass bottle, unbreakable until the quarter slips through the bottle like a story. In a life of synonyms, was anything said, just said? Burning $1 to pull it from the ashes to represent your heart in so many clashes with emotion causing commotion, trying to stop this notion that we must hide ourselves to be ourselves in order to delve into this thing we call society. What's killing you is not your sins, it's the fact that you're trying to hide them for fear that people will find them and know you're human.
I can't quite start this poem how I want to. Should I talk about my dreams or should I talk about you? I look up to you more than you will ever know, but then you try baby blue heroin and blow. You tie a band around your arm to push the blood, you say? Dude, when the hell was doing this okay? Your glowing blonde hair turned dingy and dim, but you always filled your cup right up to the brim. Push your limits and get in a fight, but you did the most damage alone at night. Who knows right from wrong though, honey? Remember when you came to grandma's just to steal money? It kills me inside to see you so sad. You needed some guidance. Where the hell was your dad? I love you, but I'm angry. You didn't care about me. I just cried about you and sipped on my tea. So I sit in silence while my mental screams wild. Stop victimizing yourself like a small child. Force that smile through your teeth and fake being bad. Don't we all know a homie who took his life because he's sad? They want us to ignore it, but my mind is perplexed, as if there's a controller that can click off depressed. The world's kind of messed up if you actually think. Call that straight kid a fag because he wears pink? Ladies, you have to wear makeup and make your waist small. And boys, you must be cold-hearted and pretty damn tall. When life gives you lemons, where do we go from here? Probably just ignore it and grab another beer. Too many breaks from reality, we forget what it's like. You feel insecure, so you call that boyish girl a dyke? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but your words will always haunt me. Do you know anyone that's been raped? Because I can name 3. If I mess up enough, can I make it to hell? Or can I ask for forgiveness and be saved by the bell? You're an adult in months coming, so grow up a bit, says my mother the same time she's throwing a fit. So I sit in sedentary, alone in my room, and then the smell of Nikki starts to loom. Tell me I've changed too much for you to stay, but I'm changing for me. I don't need your okay. The ones who understand me could nod their heads to every word, but the poorest in mine will stick with the hurt.
Weak. You come at me like hungry lions, trying to taste of my flesh. I fight with all the strength I have left to my trembling, aching body. I run, yet I keep on falling. Gravity is holding me down. Almost like this, I wish I could fly and leave all sorrow behind. But I have a soul, and that soul is stuck in this body just chained onto this world. You laugh at me, getting ready to strike me while my back is turned. It can't even move, really. I may be weak and I'm at breaking point, but hun, I am stronger than you. For I have gone to hell and back. I have fought those awful, blood-sucking demons, the one that whisper in your ears, making you doubt yourself and others. I am sure you know the kind, for you have fallen for your lies and have learned to accept defeat. You are weak, because you cannot attack me when we are face to face. You fear that your opinion will make me judge you. But I took you in. I saw past the way you presented yourself. I stared into your eyes, and I saw a weak, broken, lost soul. My heart broke when I saw that your parents' choices have scarred you. But I saw you for who you truly were. I saw hope. But time changed you. Weak. Weak is what you are for choosing to hurt the only people who will ever truly love you. Weak is what you are for turning your head and knowing what you have done. Stand up, change your ways. Because the last time I looked into your eyes, I saw betrayal, lust, and temptation. Everything bad in this earth exists in you. Although your betrayal hurt me and left me bleeding internally, the choices you made are the ones that will haunt you for the rest of your life. Please, I beg of you, see what you did bad. strong. For weak is not how anyone wishes to be known. It's okay to ask for help. Love me or hate me. Do as you will. You have my full forgiveness. But I want you to remember that hate is the main destruction of the human soul. You may hate me, but I ask you to stop, because hate consumes the soul and leaves the heart frozen. Even though I don't understand your hate towards me, I'd like to tell you that I forgive you, because forgiving someone banishes hate and relieves the soul. Forgiveness overwhelms the heart with joy. I just forgive you to save my soul. For I am not the one who has the final say, but even though you did me so wrong, I wish you the best. Woo!
Okay, here we go. To the boys who may one day meet my father, he will say his shotgun collection is grand. It is. He will say he's not afraid of going to prison. He isn't. He will say he would make great fertilizer for our new flower beds. He would. But he won't say that this house can become a home, expect a warm welcome. He won't say there's always food around and crazy brothers who see you as a playground. To the boys who may one day meet my father. Oh God, where am I? Sorry. His Facebook profile mugshot isn't real. And when he asks you those awkward questions, you know, the ones about doing it, look afraid. In fact, be afraid. But really, to the boys who may one day meet my father, I could not be prouder to say he is my dad, even when he's really mad. My dad races down I-5 in an 18-wheeler, sleeping less hours than a poor man's shower just to put food in the fridge and play with his kids. To the boys who may one day meet my father, no, he is very protective of his daughter. But no, she aspires to have his strength, going day in and day out without the slightest of shouts, learning each day how to love more and what to fight for more. Battle scars, these battle wounds, the marks of victory. He built his house for history books, the crook of his neck, soft enough for me to lie my head when I cry. My father, I am proud to say, we have the same flaws. We mumble to ourselves about cabinets and shelves, and yes, we profess our thoughts as droplets of rain, scattered showers flowing from our brain. And when we yell at other drivers, damning them to hell, and sorry. And we promise and with sarcasm our go-to, we promise the comments are only half true. Daddy, I love you. To the boys who will one day meet my father, he will say he has many knives, but you should be more afraid of his wife.
But what I do have is feelings. I have a dog that's dying out of a house, but it's not mine. I have friends that talk behind my back, and I have a family that doesn't care for me. I'm going insane, just sitting here alone, talking to myself, saying it'll get easier, just wait. I wait and I wait for something to come, but nothing ever does. I'm always in my room reading, or just laying there lifeless, but I'm breathing. I think about my life and how it could be different if I didn't go to my school, or I had never met any of my friends, or if I hadn't even been born. I always think about that in the ways I live now. I'm just a girl who hasn't found anything in life worth living for, a girl who wants to fly away and just be herself, a girl who will always be breathing until that one day she's not. It's the day where she comes home, crying, and her family looking right through her, shutting herself in her room for the rest of the day, saying if this is actually a good idea. I she lays down with the bottle in her hand. She thinks about how her family will miss her and how her friends will grieve. Going over all of her favorite memories, she says, "No, I'm not going to do this to my family and friends." As she tries to get up, she can't move or even speak. She doesn't know why, but then she comes to realize she actually did it. She wants to go back and hug her parents and tell them how much they mean to her, or hug all of her sisters and say how sorry she is for doing this, but she can't. She is stuck in her afterlife forever, watching her family live without her and grieve over what she had done and why they hadn't done nothing about it. She wants to tell them that it's not their fault, but all she does is yell into empty space. She wishes she could go back. She wishes she had never done it. But it's too late. She's gone. Now, that girl's all over the news. All these people show up to her house with flowers for her family to say how sorry they are. But who are all these people? Grieving for the girl they didn't know, making her family want to move away and forget about everything. But how can her parents forget about their baby girl? And how can her sisters forget about their little sister? They can't all forget the memories they had shared. They all can't forget about the girl in the news. That girl was such an inspiration to others. She may not have noticed, but that girl had everything and anything she could ask for. She had a perfect family and lots of friends. But she thought everything was wrong for her. But in reality, she had the best life ever. She wishes she could go back and start all over. She wishes she could go on her vacation with her family 100 more times. She wishes to spend the night with her family, with her friends, but she can't. All she ever wanted was to be loved, but she never noticed that she was loved very deeply by her family and friends. Everyone loved her, and they still do. No one will ever forget that girl. She was just a girl who had everything.
I find a new boy that had appeared upon the open ground. This boy I asked him to call me my big brother. Oh, my dear little boy, when I had first heard of you, you were only a small landmass created out of curiosity, and yet hopes and dreams built with it. Oh, my dear small boy, I had found you one sunny day. You were so puny, so frail, my new little brother you are. Such a small child in such a big world. You just want to laugh with every boy and girl. You want to smile and get along with this world that you were chosen to be in. Your eyes are the color of the afternoon sky, and clouds shall swirl within their shimmering wonder. How could such a small boy like you bring down my heart at the age of new? You used to call out my name happily as you ran down that pathway to my home in hopes of seeing me again. You thought I was great. You thought I was everything in the world. You thought I was truly your world. I wish I had kept it that way. Oh, my small boy, you have so much strength. Oh, my small boy, you have so much love in your heart. But how could such a small, wonderful boy like you go against your entire world? When I first found you in that field many years ago, your innocent gaze looked up to the pure blue sky to where it should have belonged. But now, your blue gaze is now a raging storm to look down upon me, this remaining vessel of what used to be your entire earth. Oh, small boy, you've had so much bravery in these past years, but with that bravery, you never tried to save me from this chaotic cycle of castaway family love. But with you, like others, I worried and I cared too much for you. I tightened the hold and I'm sorry that I was never sorry for the things I told when rain poured from your sky gaze. I am sorry that I was never the sunshine that cleared away the clouds. Instead, I was the earth that caused it all. Oh, small boy, you went against the world. Your stormy eyes look into one's earth. How dare you go against your entire world? Oh, small boy, you run with pride as you now run off on a pathway away from my home. Are you finally happy that we're apart? Oh, small boy, you smile with glee. I hope you're happy, because when something out there goes wrong, you'll be all alone. Oh, small wonder, the future shall bring your eyes thunder, gunshots, war, and much, much more as you now walk this earth alone through different eras. Too bad your big brother can no longer hold you as I once did when you heard the first thought blast and ran into my room so I could hold you. Oh, big boy, you've grown up. You've had enough of this world, but you still walk the current day with a smile on your lips and your laugh. Could not be any prouder. You say that you're a hero and are nothing but a big zero. What a lonesome world. You are no longer small. I know this now. my green eyes look into your ones of blue every so often. The only thing I didn't realize back then was that the earth and the sky could always be so close to each other, but earth would never be able to hold it down. Your eyes, they shine brightly as the stars in the night sky, as you put as many as you could on your new wondrous flag, colors of the same clothes you wore when you decided to try and leave my grass. We as Earth wish to freeze time in a place that we were the happiest. You were too young to understand that I had to lay awake in bed at night as still air rested around my head motionlessly. Outside, I am afraid to go out and look at the thing that reminds me the most of you, which is now the sky. At night, it is lonesome as cannon blasts and gunshots of muskets be the only thing heard to pierce through the dead silence. But you no longer run into my room scared so I can hold you. I miss the stars in the sky that should have still been here today. Because my younger brother had stolen 13 stars that you have stolen from my sky. Now give me all 13. All 13 reasons why I should have let you leave. But only many years later, would you give me all 13? 13 amendments that go against what I, England, believe. But you would never stop at 13. Love your big brother, the one who protected you, loved you, harmed you, and got so scared I broke your will to freedom.
To my father like rocks. Tonight I'll stop and pray, and I'm hoping that you finally hear the words I've been trying to say, because you are my father and you are my rocks. When like thousands tears kept pouring and heavy pounding, pain wouldn't stop, you acted as a boulder to help pull me out of the darkness when completely submerged and sunk. Because you were my father and you were my rock. So I am so sorry, because the silence I showed you were really echoing screams of thank you for standing by my side when I couldn't even get out of bed in the morning. But you were there every single day with a gentle approach to whisper in my ear, baby doll, good morning. And as annoying as I thought you were at the time, I will finally tell you the truth after years of spitting lies. Dad, only God knows if I still be alive, but you were my father and you were my rock. You acted as a rock who was frozen in time, and I'll admit now, yes, you deserved more of my time, but it wasn't bowed up in a sweet little package. My meaningless minutes were given to you through a package of your loving ways and your heart as strong as stones. All because little girl became her own tumbling world. But how could I not see that there was more to this world than perfection of a pretty face and obsession of a Barbie body? I got a reality check. I'm not Barbie girl, and let's look around. This isn't Barbie world. Hearts of plastic only get shattered. But you are my father, and you are my rock. And I'm apologizing for every hurtful hurdle I've made you jump through, because it's now 3 years later, and I know my words still hurt you. So listen now, Father, please. I'm on my knees, I'm screaming. Father, I am sorry for the pain I've caused you. But somehow, your hand never left mine, like a rock too heavy for me to remove. Who knew that in 3 years, your powerful preaching would finally break through? So thanks to my father like rocks for never giving up on me, even when I'd given up on you. Because 3 years or not, I never could have thought I'd have singing in my soul and happy dancing in my heart. But my mind used to tell me I was alone. But you were there like stones, like backbones holding me up when all I knew was to fall. And even when you got a wake-up call from life, reminding you of how cruel it could be, it said, your daughter's being held captive by me. I've got her chained to this depression and she's never breaking free. She's racing in this game. But my father stepped in and he made a change. And how were you so strong when you found out that little girl, she self-harmed her soft silk skin on the arm? It was her new addiction. But my rock never left. He broke my chains, and helping little girl became my dad's new obsession. So thanks to my dad for the patience you showed me. All of the help you still give me, you surely don't know me. So I can't thank you enough for changing some of your ways to help me change mine. Thanks to my father for being as strong as rocks.
$7.4 millones de personas se mueren cada año. Unos viven sin cuidado, otros están llorando. Esta enfermedad no ha impactado nuestra vida de una manera que usted no sabe. Y esa es nuestra historia.
7.4 million people die every year. Some live in fear.
Some shed some tears. This pain is caused by one disease. This disease has impacted life in a way. Here's our story.
This disease gives my brother pain. It puts me even more. Watching him suffer, not making any gains. I just want to go insane and make it all go away. I tried to push 68 pounds down, watch him drown. From the fight, I seem to get the best of him, yet he still doesn't have a frown. I tried to push beyond the pain, but somehow it drags me down with it. I want to get away from this pain, but sometimes it's just too hard to deal with it. Somehow with all this pain, I get through every day with a smile on my face. But I just don't know how. This disease is making our life hell. Knowing this could take my brother away, but he won't let that happen. He's strong and he won't give up. He's a fighter and his smile keeps our family going every day. Brother, oh brother, I'm here with you every single step of the way. I will go to hell and back just for you. I would do anything in this world just to take this disease away from you.
The 4th of February, the year 2012. The day where my smile could not shine anymore. The day where hell broke loose in my emotion. I felt broken. I felt lost. I lost something special. I lost my grandma. This disease took her life, but she didn't go that easy. Her smile was brighter than the sun. Her 2 blue eyes were a whole new universe. Sadly, this disease took her life. This disease took over her body, just like Hitler took over half of Europe. Dividing nations into two, just like yourself, which divided and grew. Conquering nations, just like this disease conquered you. Hitler perpetuated the same passion and hate I hated every moment I watched you suffer. I remember your voice. I remember your laugh. I remember my grandma. Oh, Grandma, you will always be in my heart because 7.4 million people die every year. Some live in fear. Some shed some tears. This is caused by cancer. Cancer has impacted our lives.
We've lived in pain. We have suffered, but we know we're not the only ones. Perhaps you've been affected as well.
Don't worry, you're not alone. Cancer has impacted us